At this point, the only station left to transmit is 3. What's 3's backup time? Excuse me, DIFS. Wait, DIFS. At this point, 3 is a backup time for 5 microseconds. So once those 5 microseconds are up, then 3 transmits.
So,
Yes?
is there any way for nodes to work out what the nodes that's intended? In other words, is there a point for node 2 to wait 5 microseconds if it's the only one waiting?
That's a good question. So what this allows, what this method allows stations to do is resolve contention, resolve access to the channel without that kind of centralized control. So I guess what you would need all the stations to transmit their intention to transmit somewhere, which would introduce its own contention. So this is a nice simple way of avoiding that, and this is similar to, but not the same as, what happens in Ethernet. So it has the advantage of being decentralized. Okay, this will be figure 2 for you. Now, this delay, DIFS, I mentioned that allowed, yes, question back there?
What if they both choose the same backup?
Then there's a collision, then a collision will occur.
So I guess that's a statement where we say the maximum wait time is 0 is no backup time.
That's correct. In fact, that's an excellent point. If 2 backup times are the same, then there's a collision. And in that case, both stations, for one thing, the transmission is destroyed. The information doesn't get through. And secondly, both stations, or all the stations involved in the collision, choose new backup time. Yes.
So we will have like in terms of physical Wi-Fi network. We have a router, and it has some sockets in there that's supporting one connection. So because of that, we need to have this CSMA technique.
So this technique exists at a lower layer than sockets.
Okay, so like my question is basically, what is a collision in this? Like, what is a collision actually?
A collision occurs when 2 stations attempt to transmit at the same time, so it's the same as in Ethernet.
So basically, simultaneously, we cannot a router cannot simultaneously support many users.
This is a way of many users sharing the same channel in time.
Okay, so at one time. Okay.
So yeah, many users can connect to the same router. It's just that only one station can use the medium at a given time. These techniques, the contention window, selecting a random backup timer, and so on, makes collisions unlikely, but it doesn't make them impossible. 2 stations could still randomly select the same contention window, in which case there will obviously be a collision. As long as everyone's contention time is sufficiently different, there won't be a collision, because then one station will distinctly transmit first. Yes?
Does it take an amount of time to detect that the medium is specific?
Yes. So same as in Ethernet, the propagation delay is so obviously the maximum propagation delay among the nodes is the amount of time that it would take to detect whether a collision has occurred. So yes, there is a minimum amount of time. So that's there's within Wi-Fi slots are defined, and those slots are supposed to be proportional to the maximum propagation time that could cause a collision. And everything's sort of defined in terms of those. The DIFS is defined in terms of those and so on, but I don't really want to get into that detail.
So everyone has to be nice in the sense. If somebody just gets on online and keeps talking forever, they're
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the way I've drawn it here. This is the size of a packet. So I guess that would answer Lou's question about Matt's question about the amount of time that like if someone has megabytes and megabytes of data, this would be the size of one packet. And if they have another packet to transmit, then they go to the pool to everybody else.
My random number was always 0.
Right. So if you're cheating, then
There's nothing anyone can do.
no. But in that case, you are not implementing the standard. So your device couldn't have the
It's illegal.
is illegal. That's right. So your device is illegal in the sense that if you offer it for sale as an 802.11 device, it's actually not implementing the standard. Yeah.
But if after the device an 802.11 hack and all those guys that are going to Starbucks suddenly see their machine, their speeds go, wait, I mean, is that illegal? I mean, because you're
That's a
using
good question, actually.
that could be quite a something that's there.
I think you could argue. You could argue that. So that's a legal question. You could argue that it's unauthorized use of. It would be something like unauthorized use of computing resources, which is actually a crime. So, if you were going around town hogging Starbucks Wi-Fi points, then I'm sure someone would find something to charge you with. So
what they charge for that.
right. I mean, so I don't know. That's a legal question. So ask your lawyer. So I mentioned DIFS is a mandatory waiting time on top of which the backup timers occur. That's so that priority transmissions can get through. So you can have shorter delays and no backup timer for priority messages. So there are two others defined in the Wi-Fi standard. One is called short interframe spacing. Or SIFS. And this is the shortest possible amount of time that one waits here. And that is for control messages. High priority control messages, especially packet acknowledgements. So you want packet ACKs to get through first because it doesn't make sense to be waiting a long time for those. So those and other very high priority control messages use the short spacing. The other one is called, again, it's a ridiculous nested acronym, point coordination function which these three words are abbreviated PCF, interframe spacing, collectively PIFS, and that's a medium amount of time. So this is short, this is medium, and this is for time-bounded services.